Oh, at least we got some answers. Hope you enjoyed. Alright, that's fine. This is Sellavin. I'm getting my latest review on Sword Art Online 2, episode 20. Episode 20, Sleeping Nights. The series itself is starting to get underway. Hey, now we get some answers into the mysterious girl. Her name is Yuki. She's a member of a small guild called the Sleeping Knights. And apparently she was doing that as some kind of test. To find powerful, strong players so they can work together and make as a party of 7, so they can, beat the boss in the game, and also get their names on the memorial stone as swordsmen. It's kind of a little crazy, but it's kind of insane. But you can't do a party with just 7 people. They all have to be. It has to be very, very unique. So even Asuka herself wonders why, if she wanted a strong player, why didn't she just pick Kirito, who was, but Yuki's like, no, because he figured out my secret. I'm like, I have a feeling Yuki has a little bit of an issue with boys. Also, I gotta stress the fact that even though they have a party, they want their names on the memorial stone. They want their names, and they want to be known as the best. They want to know to be the only players to complete a floor with only 7 players. So, yeah. But things don't go all the way, but right away. For example, you have Asuna and her mother. Her disconnection for her mother is literally like a lot worse. To the point where her mother, for dinner, she disconnected the game, even threatened to throw out the nerve gear. I'm like, wow. This woman is literally doesn't want her daughter to play this game. I mean, it's Asuna's world. I mean, but she has to understand, as a mother, she already spent 2 years. She already lost her daughter to that game for 2 years. She doesn't want to spend any more time on that thing. So she's probably a little bit afraid, knowing that if Asuna spends any more time on that thing, she may lose herself completely. So as a mother, she wants to make sure she doesn't want to lose her daughter. But also as a high-classing businesswoman, she doesn't have time for this kind of nonsense. And so she wants to raise a proper daughter and not have her focus on such trivial nonsense such as SAO. And Alfheim. So basically, you have to understand. One is a mother, the other is a thing. I think I started to get the feel of what the hell SAO Season 2 is about. I mean, you have the first half was about Kirito. Then you got the in-between small story in the middle, and then you finally got the end, which is all about Asuna and her crisis with her mother. I mean, I think both halves of the story, half is about Kirito, the other half is about Asuna. I mean that both players are going to go to this great dramatic change. Even though my favorite part of Sword Art Online is always the first part of the season. There was the Einkrad Season 1, and this one, and then when it was Season 2, it was the first half, Death Gun. They were the best parts of the game. Even though, I gotta admit, I didn't exactly narc on the second half of Season 1, but then I think Season 1 is probably kicking Season 2's ass, but they has a lot more than, even though they have guns, even though it's more effective, there's less action in the second half than you got in the first half. So basically, on ass-kicking points, you got Season 1 for the win, and drama. So with credit where credit is due, I give this a lot of credit. So you have to understand. Also, even though they are going together, but Yuki and her hot-headedness is like, for example, she's quick to fight, a little bold and stubborn. Kind of reminds me of some other player, from SAO. So, but you have to understand, and she's trying to make people understand there are only some things you can achieve through fighting on your own. And she's trying to prove that now, especially to someone like Asuna. And Asuna wants to understand her, because when she sees her, I think she sees a bit of herself. I mean, you gotta. I mean, look at her. She's like a mirror image of Asuna, just a little different, a little younger, and I think this is trying to be like more of a mirror image. For example, Kirito was really with a real threat. How can you kill a person? How can you kill a person in a video from a video game? So and then there was Asuna with her crisis. I mean, even though Kirito and her are together, then we don't know much about some of their personal lives until much later. I think the second half of the season is going to be more about Asuna's personal life decision. Even though they all went to the boss and they got their ass kicked, they made a discovery. These people have been being spied on. The Sleeping Knights have been spied on by this weird guild group. For example, Asuna noticed there was some kind of familiar in the room with them. They were spied on to use their information. And later, when they went to fight the boss once again on the other floor, they made it the same members of the guild that was spying on them and were already ahead, and they're not gonna let them pass. They're gonna go in first and make them go right after that. So basically, they're not being nice at all. They're just being jerks. They took advantage of them, and now they're gonna see if they can claim the prize for the stuff. They used them to gain knowledge on the boss so they can win. So basically, they're using cheat codes, and they were the slips of paper. And after they were used after they read the paper, they were ripped up, turned into balls, and thrown away like trash. You can't treat people like that. So, but that's my opinion. What about you? Oh, and even after they were having Yuki still got the guts to fight them. She wants to challenge them for their right to fight the boss. And Yuki, even though she's a bit hot-headed and short-tempered, I think she honestly is a good person, and she wants to fight for what she believes in, and Asuna wants to believe in her too. And right at the moment where they were about to do that, Kirito jumps in, saying this is off limits, and not to Asuna, you know. She says that to them, the opposing people who wants to get in the way. So basically, saying you guys are off limits. You guys, this is off limits. Knowing Kirito, he will stand by Asuna's side no matter what situation. And this is probably no different, but we just gotta have to wait to see till next time. Hope you enjoyed, guys. Find the comment, subscribe. What do you think of this episode? Do you like it? Do you hate it? If you don't see the link down in the description, it's because you know, I'm having some technical problems with the computer I'm using. It's soon I'll get a new one. Too many viruses. Or any other computer. I swear to God, I better get one for Christmas. Enjoy. Thanks for watching. Comment, subscribe. Thank you. I think I'll be a donut right now.